BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether it's your first time or you've been at it for a minute, BetOnline has you covered. With a large selection of odds on everything from the NBA, college basketball, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline has you covered. BetOnline has got you on every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.
This shit feel like ain't safe. Put lines up through my ass. Wake up in the morning, count my blessings. Feel like heaven. This shit feel like ain't safe.
Yes, sir. Welcome to the Money Down, the Believe Network, presented by BetOnline.ag. Back again with another live episode, and the legal tampering period is open for the NFL, and it's been popping. It's been moves left and right. Cheese. Yeah, people getting that check for sure.
Everybody and their mama getting paid.
Yeah, man. People signing extensions. You know, people with free agency getting big money. I mean, just even yesterday, guys getting traded. It's been a great offseason so far. I say every offseason, I feel like over like the last 3-4 years, it's like a mad offseason. Like dudes, like star players going to different teams. You got the 49ers, man. 49ers, they letting go of the core players, man.
They done lost like 7 or 8 people.
Yeah, man. So
like
that
key players.
And we say that window. We probably say every episode that window is definitely looks like it's gonna be closed for them boys right now. Not to say they're not gonna be competitive, but to lose all that firepower, they still have talented players, but it's gonna be damaging. And the Patriots, man. You know, everybody wanted to see them spend that money. They spent that cheese, man. Milton Williams, you got hell moves, Mac Williams, Carlton Davis, Robert Spillane. So they've been doing whatever they can. Morgan Moses at tackle. They're spending the money. They're filling in some of those holes that they need in the free agency. I like all of these moves, man. All these guys, Harold Landry too. All of these guys are going to contribute right away, make great impacts on this team. You know, guys that have had success in this league, and you know, Mike Vrabel, he's going to be all about toughness. I think all these guys present, you know, that toughness especially on the defensive side of the ball. I love the Carlton Davis, you know, signing especially. Okay. I think he's a very underrated corner, man. To pair him with Gonzalez, I think that's going to be great for this defense, man.
So, but my thing is, right, so do you think that locked y'all in for a receiver at, pick 4? Because, right, like, my thing with Travis was we was talking about pairing him with, you know, Gonzo, but now you just paid a corner, and it's a guy who, when healthy, right, is, in my opinion, could be in the conversation of top 10, like, you know, in that conversation. So I just feel like, where does it go for the Patriots now draft-wise? Yeah,
it's a great question. I mean, I think it just depends who gets picked before them. Like, I feel like if Travis Hunter is still there, I'm probably still going to pick him. Why not?
Yeah.
You can
play on the board.
You can play nickel. You can put him all over the place. You can make an impact that way, and you can line him at receiver. I think it makes a little bit, you know, less stuff on his plate too. He's not gonna be asked to, you know, he ain't got to be the number 2 corner. You are number 3 corner, and you can play receiver as much as you want. You put our number 3 corner. So I think if he's still there, I think it's still a great option. I mean, they can go O-line, they can go D-line, Mason Graham, something like that. They want to continue to attack the interior of our defensive line. But I think there's many directions you can go, but I'm still gonna go best player available. Travis Hunter there, I still take him. I don't know how y'all feel.
I still think at some point y'all need to get an edge rusher. I think that's something of need that y'all got to get. So at some point, if it ain't obviously within the first round, obviously you got to take the best that's on the board. You really helped yourself out with a D lineman. You really helped yourself out on the DB side. I mean, you either go, hey, I'm trying to figure out who will still be available. Not who will still be available. Who will be next best. But you got a lot of good options of edge rushers coming out. So I think you go edge rusher.
I think, but Bosa and Vrabel got some type of connection right through O State, maybe.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I think so.
And I know the question's been going around. I seen the Chargers decided to bring back Khalil Mack and let Bosa walk. I think what Joey is, bro, you know, like I think it's starting that reality, bro. Like you gotta take a pay cut, fam. And don't get me wrong, you know, you are still a top edge rusher, but a lot of the teams are going to be looking to scale and pay you a little bit less. And, you know, for the Patriots, They're gonna have the money. I mean, I know they spent a lot of money now, and it's kind of dwindling down. But if you can get a Bosa on the edge, when healthy, with a coach that he's already familiar with, I mean, I think that's gonna feel the need for that strong edge rusher right off the rip.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and Harold Landry, he's good off the edge. I know we got Keon White too. He's solid young player, but I mean, adding Bosa to that mix, that makes even a world of a difference.
Demon, bro.
When he's on fire, man, he hard to stop.
Hard to stop. Sure. 3rd and 7, go get him.
Then we got your LA Rams, man, and not today, but yesterday. Devontae Adams, got signed to the Rams.
Yes, sir.
They still end up releasing Cooper Kupp, so we'll see where he ends up. I mean, hey, he may end up finding his way back. Maybe the Patriots end up picking him up for the low. I mean, we love our slot receivers. Josh have a field day if he gets Cooper Kupp, but I think this Devontae Adams signing is great. I mean, he still got a lot of juice, man. You saw it towards the back half of that year with the Jets. He's starting to heat up, starting to look like Green Bay. Devontae Adams. So to get him, Puka Nacua in that system with Sean McVay, that's going to be real dangerous. But I know you can weigh in on your Devontae Adams to your Rams.
Hey, we just got. Me and Braylon. Shout out my dog Braylon. We've been telling y'all, we had top 10 receiving core. 2 of the top 10 receivers last year. Now it's solidified. Now we definitely got 2.
How you gonna say Cooper Kupp was a top 10 receiver last year, bro?
It's all right. I say it for you. My dog was top 10, right? So, but I mean, like, you got a guy that like Devontae Adams that, veteran, proven. My big question is who gonna wear 17? That's all I need to know. Yeah. Who gonna wear 17 between Puka and Devontae? But I mean, I think to be able to learn from Devontae, Puka's just gonna get better. Tutu's gonna get better. Jordan Whittington, doing really well last year in preseason and holding his own during regular season. It's only gonna get better. I mean, I'm excited to see what we do in the draft. Obviously, I think we still go receiver, but I'd like to see us go linebacker. I like to see us go tight end. DB for sure. Not saying that we're bad on the back end, but just to bolster up our strength, I think we go DB.
I seen Tay wear 15 in college. Y'all got somebody wearing 15?
Tutu wore 15.
Tutu ain't gonna lie to you. You gotta
I'm pretty sure unless he changed it.
Unless he changed
15. I think he does wear 15.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. When I seen the signing, I kind of wanted DA to go to the Chargers, or to Kansas City. But when I seen him, that he was going to the Rams, super excited. I think him and Matt Stafford gonna be crazy together.
Yeah.
They're gonna play some words.
Staff give me that same type of feel as far as being a quarterback as Aaron Rodgers is, right? Both make these no-look passes, both make passes where it's like only a certain bracket of quarterbacks, and it's really them two really in it that they make some throws where it's just like, damn, how the hell they even completed that? So for both of them to be able to improvise, I think Nine and Tay gonna be a super dope tandem for real.
I said it once, I'm gonna say it again. We'll see y'all boys in the Super Bowl.
You say this every year. What year? I'm waiting for the year when you don't say it. That's what we that's what we waiting for. We already
we making moves, man. And we making moves that can really get us there. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see us there. Except, bro, we were a play away last year. We were a play away.
Not from the
right
Super
there.
Bowl.
We're on the cusp.
Ken said it. Ken, you worse than Ken, bro. and Ken is delusional. Ken's a Dolphin fan. Anything talking about the Dolphins, he's delusional with, bro. And you are becoming worse, bro.
Nah, dog.
Worse.
I mean, at least we've been there. I mean, the Dolphins ain't been there since Vietnam.
Oh, dang! I was gonna talk. Never mind. I was about to say he ain't been the same since y'all beat them in the Super. But they won a Super Bowl after that.
They
did.
You got it.
Come on, now.
Sure. And then we had
guess who did it? Hall of Famer Matt Stafford. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I digress.
Yeah, I love how you hype your team out every episode. We always gonna get some Rams talk. So now we got to move on. We got to let you guys. we got to move forward.
I'm sorry.
No, we also had the Jets. They end up signing Justin Fields. This was kind of a surprise to me. I didn't. 2 years, $40 million. I thought he would end up potentially going back to the Steelers, but he goes to New York, gets paired back up with a guy in tripping his name right now, but receiver Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson get paired up with those guys right there. So I think some familiarity there with those two guys. So he'll have an instant connection there. His running ability is going to be there. Have the opportunity to start once again. I think it's a great landing spot for him to be paired with those backs. Breece Hall, obviously Braylon Allen. The impact of that run game would be very, very dynamic when it comes to that. Just hopefully they add some more pieces in that receiving corps to give him some more weaponry. They could do that through the draft or maybe throughout free agency. There's still some talented guys. Like Elijah Moore, young slot receiver from South Florida. I'm pretty sure he's still a free agent right now. Go sign him. I think it's cool for Justin Fields, for the Jets to believe in him. So I give him a pretty decent deal too. Based on him only playing a few games last year, they still see the potential. So, definitely shout out to him.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's especially right now in that division. I'm not gonna say it's down, because last year, it kind of was on the down end as far as just as being as competitive as it usually is. But I think with a new coaching staff coming in, give Justin give him the rights to do whatever he need to do. You got a premier receiver, which James we think is top 10, right? Like you got a receiver that's going to be able to go out there and show that he can win one-on-ones. I just think you got to fill in some of those pieces. Like you got to get another receiver. You got to get or they have a tight end, but you got to get somebody that's going to be a reliever for him and see where it falls, bro. If anything, still rely on that defense and just go out there and be able to put up points. I think, their coach is going to have that defense and get it back to the Jets defense that we know. I'm not saying it wasn't good last year, but it did take a slip a little bit.
For sure. He did take a step back. I think Aaron Glenn gonna get him right over. I think he motivated. He played for the Jets. He knows what it's like to play within that organization. Now he's the coach. I think they'll have a little bit of swag, a little bit more of a emphasis to get back to their once winning ways. It's been a while. Since they've been at the top of the league and in the playoffs and everything. But they have plenty of talent. Hopefully he can get them right. Speaking of the Steelers, they made a trade with the Seattle Seahawks. They go out and get DK Metcalf. He was saying he wanted to be in warm weather. He wanted to be with an experienced quarterback and all that stuff. But hey, he got traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers, a franchise. Didn't check none of the boxes for real.
None of that. None of that.
So that money box.
That money box, man. That's all you care about for real.
Talk, bro. Them dollar signs.
That money box was checked. So he ends up get traded to the Steelers, signs an extension. So it's like 5-year, 150. So now it's him. You got George Pickens, but big question mark who's going to be their QB. But I don't know how y'all feel about a DK Metcalf trade.
I mean, I think it's a good trade, man. I think you get over there with George Pickens. You got two,
maniacs, bro.
Two crash outs. Yeah,
they go get it, man. And I think that's really good. I mean, it's good for the Pittsburgh organization, but they really have to figure out who's going to be their QB. I thought they were going to keep Justin Fields as well. So to be able to have both of them on the outsides, I thought was going to really help Justin a lot. But now that they don't, it's a big question mark. Like, who do you go get? So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see who they get to get them the rock first off, especially with DK saying he wants to go, be a part of a winning organization. Obviously, the Steelers are winners, but I mean, you might mess around and get.
No, I mean,
I think it's clear as day who they about to bring in there, bro.
Who they about to bring in?
Aaron.
You think so?
I think you have to bring Aaron, bro. As far as like
Daniel Jones still available.
You still got Russ too. You got DK, you got Russ. You got Russ. You got a connection already built with them there. He was just there. So.
And it's not that I don't think Russ can't, because us on this podcast, we're still believers in Russell Wilson. We knew last year, like, it was just that whole offense and the cloud around it. It was just kind of like weird a little bit. But I think if you want to make a splash and you want to give these guys, especially in your team, the confidence, and you want to have a legendary quarterback in there, you got to bring in Aaron for a year, man. And especially last year, I know we talk about the Jets. He ain't have a bad year, or as far as like people saying that he
his standard, yeah.
To his standard a little bit maybe, but I think as far as just playing good ball, he didn't have a bad year. I think you pair him with them two crash outs on the outside, bro. It's nothing but bully ball. You got Pickens doing WWE moves and pushing people off the line. you don't want to match your best corner up with DK because I mean you've heard from time and time from Slade, other corners around the league. He just be on bull the whole game, just bullying people. So I literally think if they add, and they do have a decent slot, but if they add another big slot or somebody else in there that can also go and just create separation, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to deal with them two people.
My question is like, how do you feel Aaron Rodgers fits with that front office? So obviously everybody likes playing with Mike T, but all of the turmoil that happened with New York, right? If Pittsburgh were to bring Aaron Rodgers on, they have to be preparing for that.
But I think it's so crazy because then you hear people talk like the players and stuff talk about it, and they don't have that same type.
They don't have that same type of
energy as far as like he was a cancer or he was bad in the locker room. You know, so it's always interesting to really figure out what's going on inside the locker room and inside organizations. We talk about it all the time. Like when it's hot in the buildings, it's hot. Yeah, and I think you get into the point nowadays where stuff used to be kept in-house. Now stuff is becoming to be more like leaked out, or players are going to social media and might spill out their feelings by accident. And so a lot of the stuff you do hear about. And I just think if it was a really Aaron problem in that locker room, I think we would have for sure heard about it by now.
Hey, side note, again, this is kind of off of the Aaron Rodgers topic, but have they re-signed TJ yet?
He's not a free agent. I think
he's not a free agent. Okay,
yeah,
TJ, who?
TJ Watt.
Yeah, he's done the
contract. And we need to talk about that because
he going.
We was talking about Myles Garrett with all this. He want to go play for
$40 million a year.
And Cleveland dropped that money. Forget about all that.
Forget what I was talking about. Hey, that money right. I'm coming back, baby. Cleveland
gonna be bad for the next 5. This is for you. Cleveland gonna be bad for the Cleveland just waste all they cap, bro. They about to be bad for the next 5 again.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna be bad regardless. I mean, he might as well stay where he at, get that cheese and. Be a lifer for the Browns.
Be a lifer, man.
I think it's cool though because we see most guys don't play for one team no more. So to see him actually go back and thug it out and see what happens, more power to him. Get your bread. But
nobody picking up that $40 million a year.
I'm interested with TJ.
He ain't got no choice.
I'm interested with TJ.
TJ, I just don't see him as that type of dude. I mean, I know he's competitive. To be like, I need 41 now. Come on, Pittsburgh. I need 41. He got 40. I need 41.
When you put your body on the line and you producing like he is, top conversation for defensive player of the year in and year out, and the things that you do for your team, sometimes them dollar signs need to make sense. Like he can't just be a
100%.
Love you, Pittsburgh. I'm with you, but y'all might have to fork that check up.
So you talked about it, right? Like TJ being competitive as hell. My thing with it is, right? His brother was highest paid in the league, highest paid, best defensive player for a very long time. So I think that's where the competitive thing is. I don't think it's more so like him looking at Myles and saying like it's more so like I want to be the highest paid and be the best just for the simple fact that my brother was at that and I want to be better than him. Mm-hmm. So that's where I think. And then when you look at the gap between Max just re-signing and him getting maybe 35 a year, and then the gap is 5 between 40 and 35. I think he would settle in for somewhere in between that 37, 38 if he can't get 40. But I mean, Myles ain't that much better than him. If you ask me, I think TJ better. So I would push for 40. Yeah. I would push for 40 point, whatever it is.
40.3, just to ink out.
Over. I mean, I definitely get it. I mean, hey, like give me 35. I'm Gucci, man. Because we need some. Clearly, we need some more help. Man. Yeah, that's 35 a lot, man. We good. 35. We gonna give me a little extra cheese to go. Figure out this quarterback stuff and all that. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, Los just said Max Crosby making like 12 mil more now. Max Crosby ain't he making 30 plus a year now too?
Yeah, he making something crazy. Yeah,
he making 35. TJ, in my opinion, TJ definitely better than Max.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But TJ make more of an impact on the game because he dropping the coverage, getting picks, and all type of crazy
you talk about
stuff.
An edge rusher.
Fumbles. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we'll see. We
Myles ain't doing that either, though.
Yeah, he's not really dropping in the coverage and all that. But, kind of is what it is. We'll see what happens, when it comes to T.J. Watt. Then we also had Chris Godwin. He ends up re-signing back with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was, rumored that he could have got more money elsewhere, New England, but he ended up re-signing back with Tampa. But hey, I don't blame him. It's kind of like the Myles Garrett. I mean, obviously he's not making Myles Garrett money, but you got that familiarity. You're good there. You done, played there your whole career. Your quarterback set there. You go back to familiar territory. Still got Mike Evans there and everything like that. So I get it. It makes sense to me. Coming off injury, I want to stay where I'm at. I think he's a good football player, man. I think he's one of the most underrated players in this league. Just consistent, not flashy, just gonna make catches, get open, do what he needs to do. So I think it's great by the Bucs to be able to bring him back.
To be specific, they said the number that he didn't like that he took the pay cut was $20 million, bro. $20 million, so much money, dog, to leave on the table. But our friend Braylon put in the chat and made a great point. I guess with New England, the taxes, and then Florida being what tax free,
no state tax,
no state tax, you probably will see some of that money. So it kind of makes sense, right, to stick with what and again, Tampa is in a division where it's very winnable every year. You can make the playoffs. Got a quarterback that has proven that he's going to be around for a little minute. Mike East still on the outside winning. Why leave that and go to a situation where, not to say New England's in a rebuild, but that's what it's
trying to figure it out.
They're trying to figure out. So, stick to what you know. Crib is sunny. You ain't got to worry about no snow. I think it's a good move for C Godwin.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. And I mean, and unfortunately, he came off an injury last year too. So, he's also in a place where he's comfortable. They know what he can do. He's established himself. He knows he's going to be, the number two. If Mike Evans go down, he the number one. Like he's in a good spot, right? Obviously, we talk about New England, what they offered him. We want to see what
Jalen Pope. You got
Jalen Pope. Like
Bomb
now they got. Yeah, and so it's just like now you want to see what Drake May does this year too, right? You want to see what he does. Coming off his first year last year. Still rough around the edges and developing, but you have a developed quarterback in Baker Mayfield who can get you to the next level. So, who can get you to, the playoffs and so on and so forth. So, you're in a good spot. So why leave,
Yeah. Figure that. Then we also had, not today, but yesterday or 2 days ago, Geno Smith got traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. I always be about to say Oakland Raiders. Got traded to the Las Vegas Raiders. He gets paired back up with Pete Carroll, his old coach. It's kind of crazy. Seattle said like the 49ers clean the house. Seattle clean the house too, man. Goodness. You lose your quarterback. Obviously they got their quarterback, which we'll talk about that. But Geno gets traded, to the Raiders, reunites there. Then obviously the Seahawks need to find their quarterback, so they go out, sign Sam Darnold. He gets 3 years, $100 million. So shout out to Sam Darnold, man. You kind of written off a little bit, got your opportunity to start this past year with the Vikings. You performed well enough, get you 3 years, $100 million. So now you're back being a franchise quarterback. But go ahead. What you got to say?
Like that, Warren? Why you looking?
Hey,
what you got to say?
I'm good with him twice a year after what saw the playoffs. I'm good. Come on.
Hey, Sam might light y'all up. Man. You careful what you wish for.
You ain't got DK. You ain't got Tyler Lockett. You got, JSN. Shouts out to him. Great player, gonna be great on the outside, but
all right, we gotta clip this. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Saying for the
bro, we about to go 6-0 in division, dog.
No picks.
Hey, Franklin, let them know we about to go 6-0 in division. Rams Nation, stand up, baby.
So y'all just never gonna lose.
No, I just said 6-0 in division.
Oh,
bro, I can't even with that. I can't even say you sound crazy because the two teams really just blew it up. Yeah, Ken say it all the time. Blow it up, like
blow it up.
And San Fran and Seattle. I ain't really too much heard a lot with Arizona. I know they just signed it was Josh Sweat from the
Josh
Eagles.
Sweat. Yeah,
So that's a big
Arizona was all right last year. They had a
little decent. They're gonna always run into the same problems that they run into every single year, and that's is Kyler Murray gonna be able to take the next step and get him over the hump, and that's remain to be seen. So as far as the NFC West, I don't think nobody is in contention right now with the Rams.
I mean, we always say that though, that it'd be, we say
somebody to do.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's shock you. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago, like when Seattle, after they dumped a bunch of players. Like, this Seattle gonna be trash. The boys in the playoffs. Like that's you just never really know. But yeah, for the outside looking in, for sure looks like y'all should be the team that wins the division based on what y'all did last year and the things that y'all have done, this off season. So we'll definitely see what happens when it comes to that. Then we also had, Laramie Tunsil. He got traded from the Houston Texans to the Washington Commanders. Yeah, so so a good little bit. Washington trying to build something over there. So
Laramie.
Yeah, Jay Daniels gets some.
Washington gave up. Was it
a pick? I'm pretty sure it's a later round pick or something like that. So Laramie Tunsil's a solid tackle, man. Good player. Helped shore up that offensive line for Jay Daniels. They already made the trade for Debo. It was like a couple weeks ago or last week, whatever it was. So they're trying to retool their team. They're trying to fill in those holes. They surprised people last year, and this team, man, they're gonna be really good, man. I like what they're doing. I don't know how y'all feel about getting Laramie Tunsil for Jay Daniels.
I like it. It's just I didn't think last year watching him, I didn't was protecting the quarterback a big thing.
No, they got the ball out of his hands.
They got the ball out of his hand, and I think Cliff did a great job, scheming and making sure that he handled. I see Perk about to bring up something.
Okay, they got quite a lot.
Yeah. They got a good amount. I mean, I like it. Whenever you can give your quarterback some help, especially a young guy, the jump from year 1 to year 2, we always talk about it, right? Now teams got all the film on you. They know your weaknesses and your strengths. They know what coverages you like, what coverages you don't like, and have trouble with. I think as long as you can continue to just grow your young quarterback, I think adding Debo is going to be a big piece of that success if he can continue or get back to the Debo Samuel that we know. But I like the addition of Laramie Tunsil, man. Always protected the quarterback, always been super strong at that, and it gives your quarterback an opportunity to keep growing and keep getting that confidence.
Yeah, for sure. Then we also had Dre Greenlaw. 49ers, they let a lot of good players, walk away from their team. He goes out, he signs with the Denver Broncos, who had a really good defense last year. Now you add this dude's good. I know he came off injury last year, but he's a tone setter, on defense. Dre Greenlaw, he flies around, makes an impact. They also signed, Hufanga as well, from the 49ers too. So this Denver team, man, I know Kansas City, they at the top of that division, but I feel like, Denver, the Chargers, they trying to make these little bit of moves to try and catch up. How y'all feel?
And Greenlaw, what the linebacker situation happened with?
With Devondre.
yeah.
I was about to say they try to do right by Devondre.
Yeah.
And they let Green. That's crazy. But Greenlaw, one of them players, 100 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you seen it while you got hurt,
We're trying to get off the sideline 100 miles an hour.
Like, you just seen like it's one of them boys he's slipping them lines. It's up. So I think adding him to that defense, especially with everything that the Denver Broncos already have, having the best corner in the National Football League, having a strong. I think they just signed the safety from.
Yeah,
they just signed the safety too from San Fran. So the defense is going to be next to none. I know with Jimmy and I'm going blank on their D coordinator name. Came from the Dolphins. Yep. So with VJ and Coach Leonard and everybody they got on that staff, I know they're gonna put it together. Them boys was hunting. Got a star rusher on the edge who emerged last year. Yep. So it's gonna be hard to find some holes in that defense. They just got to get the O right, and the O's not bad.
So we got Pop Loose comment up there about the trade. I know potentially the Seahawks are trying to make a trade with Geno and DK Metcalf for Max Crosby. Would y'all have made that trade if y'all was the Raiders?
No.
I wouldn't.
Probably not. Probably
I wouldn't have
Max
done
that boy, dog.
He that deal now.
Max that boy.
Yeah, you one of those franchise players where I ain't really giving them up unless you give me like
he a lifer. He got to be a lifer for sure.
Yeah. You got to give me that and like a first or something. You got to give me something crazy. You got to give me something crazy.
Yeah,
because I mean Geno getting. I mean, obviously quarterbacks play to they 40 and all that stuff. But he getting up there. You know, DK very good player, but you know, Max Crosby. It's hard to find guys like that. Like you can find a Geno Smith. You can find you a really good receiver in the draft and things of that nature. But that edge rusher that play the way Max Crosby does, you ain't finding that hardly. I mean, unless you got top 5 pick or something like that, and it's one of them generational talents. But
Ken asks winner of day 1 of free agency.
I'm gonna say Patriots, man. I'm gonna say New England, man. I mean, we had a lot of work to do, and I feel like we addressed a lot of those holes. I mean, we had some of the most money, so that's typically how it goes. But I will say I like what Chicago has done too. Chicago made some pretty good moves. Get Grady Jarrett. I know they made a couple trades, prior to free agency opening up.
Oh, Chicago got Grady Jarrett.
Yeah, got Grady Jarrett.
So, wait, huh?
What Atlanta doing?
Let's see. Right
we've been.
Yeah, let me see right here. Yeah, Grady Jarrett, 3 year, 43 mil. Yeah, so you got Grady Jarrett. So it's a good interior pass rush. He still got a lot of juice too. So I like what they're doing. Ben Johnson trying to shape things a little bit differently than what it has in the past. I feel like they're gonna get some more skilled players or some, maybe some offensive linemen in the draft, and then hopefully Caleb has a better year too. Within this system, you go ahead. So
that boy got released today. It got released today in 43 in a couple.
Hey, the Bears going to work, boy.
And they are, bro. And that's the thing. It's so frustrating when your team, excuse my language, ain't doing shit. Like, bro, come on, bro. I know Ken feel the same way because the Dolphins ain't doing nothing. And then I can't really talk no smoke. Your team probably won day 1 of free agency, New England. Your team just added another, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got our teams out there just sitting there like, what are we doing?
I re-signed Jake Matthews. I'm pretty sure that's about all y'all.
Jake Matthews, this probably like contract 2 for Jake Matthews.
Yeah, you don't re-up. Hey, gotta keep him though.
Yeah. But we need to do something, bro. I've been saying that we're missing an edge rusher. And I don't know if hopefully we doing something in the background, probably like with Bosa or I don't know who else out there. Yeah, but like, bro, yeah. Oh, yeah. But we need to do something soon, fam. Because I'm sure everybody else working on phones just as Atlanta tripping, bro. I ain't going.
Hey, but
y'all ain't been the same since 28-3.
We ain't been.
Yeah. But you
got it, fam. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's true.
But you got your future QB. You got talent on the offense. It's just maybe they feel comfortable with some of those guys you got on the roster. Maybe some younger players they feel like I don't know, or they address it through the draft. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you go
that younger stuff and trying to address through the draft. Get you beat. And I'm not saying
the Rams did it. Rams did it last year.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So
Hey, have Blank call Les. We can give you some tips.
This man here. He did like the greatest franchise ever. Right now.
Let's talk about it.
Call Les.
Let's talk about it. We started 1-5. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and y'all also ended up with us at the end of it. So
that's fine. But we defy all the doubters. Let's talk about it.
You didn't defy no doubters. You lost. What are you talking about?
You ain't win no Super Bowl.
All right, we can continue.
Just a little bit later.
We can continue.
A couple weeks later, bro.
Then we also had just before we jumped on the pod, Byron Murphy re-signed with the Minnesota Vikings. Which I thought they should definitely resign him. He fit well in that Brian Flores defense, the versatility, playing the slot, all the different stuff that Brian Flores does, invert cover 2. He fits had his best year to me in the league, within that system. So rightfully so, got him a great contract. It's a good fit. I mean, got good players that play well within your system. You got to keep them. And I think B-Flow has really unlocked him as a player. I thought he was always talented coming out of Washington and everything. And, sometimes, when you initially start, maybe not the best place where you really allow your talent to flourish. So you go somewhere else and balls out. So, definitely congrats to him, on that contract, that he got from the Minnesota Vikings. But I will say, we got to talk about this. The social stand, I didn't send Perk the clip or anything, but, just the other day, LeBron James, after a game that he played in, stepped to Stephen A. Smith and had some words for him. I mean, I think it was obviously about, his son, clearly the way, he has talked about that whole situation that has gone down. But this is some leaked audio right here. This is what I said I saw.
Man, Bron dead ass wrong, y'all boys.
You think he wrong?
Yeah, I think he dead ass wrong. Like, and I got it. And bro, James, myself, we fathers. Warren, you're about to become a father. I know all three of us would do, protect our child. Like, that's our number one thing. But when that is your job and you hype your son up the way that Bron did earlier, like I seen stuff talking about, he was better than some of the guys that were on the Laker team at the time, and that better than some of the guys that were getting drafted. When you are drafted solely because of your father, and your dad goes and puts out the comments that he did, yeah, bro, there's gonna come with constructive criticism. It's gonna come with criticism. When you say you want all of it, you want the good and the bad. And I don't think Stephen A. Smith, I don't know exactly what he said over the air for Bron to come at him mid-game like that, but there's plenty of people talking trash about, Bronny. And my thing is, if you feel like that, address everybody like that. You don't do that. So I don't agree with, I agree with protecting your child, but at the same time, these are the media space and sports athletes, like that's what we're going through now. Like that is your job to critique and talk about. And let's just be real. Bronny hasn't played his best when he has been on the NBA court yet. Now it's year one. He's gonna have time to work and get better. But I just think, especially doing it during the game, just knowing how private he is and how they always keep things out, I just think it was overboard. And Bron know better than that. And then the clip just now with with him and Jefferson, like every other time they talking like this. But now, you want to make it seem so that people can, mouth read what you're saying, and you're just going a little overboard with it. I just think it's a little OD, in my opinion.
I have no issue with it, because I think he's stepping to Stephen A. because he wasn't talking about basketball. He talking about like him as a father. If it was strictly about basketball, like I think cool, whatever you say, whatever you want about Bronny. When we say I'm pleading to you as a father to this and that, like you questioning, my parenting on television, like that's like we both be talking about basketball. Like if a sports reporter or anything is talking about like how I'm parenting my son or what I'm doing for my son or whatever. I think that's what his issue was with the situation. If he was stepping to Stephen A. with just about you talking about Bronny's performances, yeah, he did wrong. But if you like, I think he said it multiple times, like how I'm pleading to you as a father, do this, like let me do what I want, for my son. You know what I mean? Maybe you wouldn't do it that way. Cool, which is fine. Say you disagree. Say you disagree with the way I'm handling it or whatever. So don't say I'm pleading to you to do like. I think that's what he was talking about.
Go ahead.
But as a father, like us as fathers, can we not admit, or would you have handled the comments of saying like my son is better than certain NBA players and all this stuff already? And he ain't even touch an NBA court yet, right? Like if that's your parenting style to, I guess, give your son confidence or boosters, whatever that reason for saying that was in public, I think you should be able to be critiqued on you saying that's like for my child to not have stepped on the court and for guys to be putting in all the work they have done on the NBA court and in college. And again, not talking this Bronny averaged 4 points in college. And this is say what it is. He got drafted because of who his father was. I just think for you to overstep all the other guys, that there's guys that don't get drafted, that don't get the shot, that that your son's gonna be able to get, and for you to say that he's better than a lot of these people, you know what's coming with that, bro. It's nothing positive coming out of that unless your son does what he's supposed to do, or he does what you said he was gonna do. So as far as like pleading in a fight, like I think everybody has different parenting skills, where as far as to give their kid or their child confidence, but I just think, bro, it's gonna come with it. If Stephen A. Smith want to comment about it and you said it, and it's not happening the way that you said it was, people gonna comment about it. It's criticism, man. Ain't nobody saying Bron a bad father. Ain't nobody, as far as like the moral aspect of it, like nobody's questioning Bron's father skills. We know he's an amazing family man, but sometimes some things you say are gonna come back and bite you in the ass.
Yeah, I also think like and correct me if I'm wrong, but like in the live, Stephen A was saying like send them back to the I'm pleading you as a father, send them back to the G League, right? Because I agree with you. Like LeBron set him up, not set him up intentionally. Yeah. Like as a father, like obviously we're gonna gas up our children, right? We're gonna make them sound great because they are, right? Bronny's a really good basketball player. Do I think he's shown that he's NBA ready? I don't think so. But the way that LeBron talked about it in the media to begin with, it really like everybody now has this expectation that Bronny's gonna come in and like be a world beater, right? Because of how LeBron spoke about him. And now that he's not panning out, it's similar to like, I can't even make that comparison. But it's like now he's not panning out. Everybody has something that they want to say in combatant to what LeBron started off with saying and to begin with. And now Bronny has to sit there and receive that, right? Knowing that he's not playing up to the standard that his dad said that he was going to play at. So it's kind of like he kind of got, I don't want to say he got set up for failure because that's not what Bron was doing, but that's just kind of where he's at right now with the expectations that were placed on him coming into the league. Yeah. Now, from the I'm pleading to you as a father. I don't know if I would have said all that. I get what Stephen A was trying to say. I get what Stephen A was saying. I think from like, all right, let's be realistic. Bronny's not what you said what he was. We can all see that, and it's looking worse for him, or it's not looking as good for him. Let's put him in a place where he can develop, right? As a dad, you're supposed to protect the kids, right? And I think that's one of the ways to do it is like, hey, you're not performing where you're at right now, so we're going to put you here to where you can develop and get better and then get back, right? And again, everybody's parenting styles are different. That's just how I think. But I don't know if I would have done that publicly on live TV with as many people that watch you. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody can spin it whatever which way. I don't know if I would have handled it that way or used those words in particular, because I think that can get offensive.
Yeah.
Everybody else gets critiqued, right? Like, and down from Bron to we got Melo son, he's a demon right now. He's gonna be a monster. Everybody's gonna Gilbert Arenas son. I feel like all these guys, your child should be able to be critiqued. That's it. Now, if you start getting into personal stuff, then that's a whole different ball game. But when we're talking about basketball, bro, you're gonna get critiqued. Then you got to be able to roll with the punches, man, because everybody else rolling with them. You got people getting talked about bad on TV day in and day out. You feel me? Like, you got to figure it out, bro.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, look, if Stephen A can say what he needed to say, LeBron can step. You see KD do it all the time. So
he did it with skill.
He quick. He do not mess around. Like, as soon as somebody says, you see a little viral clip, he responded to it, which that's the new age of media. Players got a voice, they got podcasts, they not holding back. Like, as soon as they see something negative about themselves, they go and make a comment on it. So I think that's just the nature of where we're at. So, I mean, each person could have handled it definitely differently. LeBron and Stephen A. Smith, but hey, it just kind of is what it is. It's an interesting topic nevertheless. But that's a wrap for this Money Down podcast on the Believe Network, presented by BetOnline.ag. Appreciate you guys all tapping in. See Warren with the Money Down merch. Make sure y'all get some of that, man. Tap in too. We got some clean stuff now. Might have to drop an Illinois colorway. Get the Alana man. Yeah. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
What that mean? Say.
Lines up through my S's. Wake up in the morning, count my blessings. Feel like heaven. This shit feel like game 7. If I lose, then I'm going home.